If the local government does not want to follow the plan, the economic plan that is coming from the national, and does not want to follow the economic plan coming from the state, and it wants to actually highlight its own economic plan and lay it down for that 4 years or 3 years that is going to be in office, you should be able to do that by anticipating, by envisaging what the kind of amount of money that should be coming to their coffers, and to use it productively to enhance the local economy at the grassroots, giving also their own sources of revenue that they will be getting.
This is SOUQ Business Landscape. Good morning and welcome to your regular breakfast show. This is SBL and this is where you should be this morning. Hope you slept well. And this is a beautiful Thursday. Lagos is a bit confused with the weather. We don't know whether it's raining, we don't know whether it's sunny, we don't know whether it's Harmattan. But all of them are here with us. So remember, cover up. Okay, my name is SOUQ, John Rogers SOUQ, and on the live table today, I'm pleased to tell you that I have the fair one and I have the knight himself. Pray good morning.
Good morning to you, SOUQ, John Rogers SOUQ, and good morning to you, Olumide. Good morning to you, Lagos, Nigeria, and the world. It's good to see you again this penultimate day of the week. That your other name, Rogers, it reminds me of somebody else who goes by that name.
Somebody else, okay.
Goes by that
you will tell me that somebody else very soon.
Okay, right.
Olumide, good morning.
Good morning, SOUQ, John Rogers. Good morning, Oyinpre. Good morning, I am Olumide Sugar. So glad to be here.
Okay, the federal government, states, and local government, they shared 2.094 trillion naira as revenue for October 2025, reflecting a slight decline from 2.103 trillion allocated in September. The 9 billion drop represents a 0.43% decrease on a month-to-month basis, signaling minor revenue fluctuations. The figures were disclosed after the Federal Account Allocation Committee (FAC) meeting held in Abuja. According to a statement by Bara Mokwa, Director of Press at the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, the funds were disbursed across the 3 tiers of government to support budgetary needs and essential services. This revenue allocation remains critical for sustaining public operations nationwide. While the deadline and decline is modest, it highlights the ongoing challenges in meeting consistent revenue targets. Analysts believe better tax compliance, improved oil earnings, and enhanced fiscal discipline could help stabilize monthly disbursement moving forward. Okay, this is now a mainstay. Every month, these disbursements are made, and to the glory of God, where we say in this part of the world, we now know for sure that states cannot wake up and say we did not get the funds, because the committee keeps updating us and telling us, we have sent the money. Local government should also receive the money. Now let's start asking those questions. Why do we still have the rate of underdevelopment and underperformance of state budgets, and everybody's looking at the center?
I think it speaks to accountability and responsibility. When certain amounts are being disbursed to states, you expect that before this amount is even disbursed, there are some needs, there are some projects, proposed projects that they have already. They are just waiting for funds to be disbursed. And when these funds get into their account, the projects kick off. But you seem to be seeing the opposite, or maybe they are moving at a slower pace. For instance, local governments. There are so many things that I do not expect. You see, when sometimes when I walk on my street and I hear people say, "Oh, it's the state government that is responsible for certain things like gutters, some roads," and I'm asking, you have a councillor, you have a local government chairman. What is he doing? Do you even know who these people are? You have a health center. Are they well equipped? These are some of the things we need to be asking, or should I say, we need to know. Now, for instance, if we had a website, I will continue to say this. If we had an official website.
Who is we?
Nigerians. Local government.
State government.
State government have
Okay.
an official
State governments do.
website. We won't even be here discussing, oh, the federal government has disbursed a social amount. I will just sit in my house and go on Surulere local government or Mushin local government. Oh, they've gotten their allocation. This is what they are proposed to do this month. These are the community outreach. These are the projects that they are going to embark on. I mean, and everything runs smoothly. I think if local governments have websites, if they're up and running, the burden on state government is lesser because what they are getting at is directly from the federal government.
Are they getting it directly?
Well, that's another case we would have to, dissect here.
You are not on that table yet.
I'm not on that table. Okay. Maybe Priya would like to share.
Yes. Now, let's look at citizenship diplomacy. We as a people, aside we on this table and other tables out there that are broadcasting, are we doing enough to ask questions?
Okay, first of all, before I answer that question, let me just talk a little bit with regards to what Olumide said. We've seen that there is a pattern. From January, the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee will disburse. And this is November. October has just been disbursed. The shortage of what happened in September and what happened in October is just a difference of 900 billion. However, we can see that the local government spending pattern, the state government spending pattern, in fact, and to a large extent also, the federal government spending patterns are all determined by the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee, and how much is being disbursed from these accounts. And if it is determined, if their spending patterns are determined by that, it's also imperative to call to attention that their economic reforms, infrastructure, forecasts, plans that they have on ground will also, and the way it's going to be implemented, they're also determined by how much is coming in through the FAAC allocations every month. If that is also determined by that means we can almost, just the way we forecast the budget for the year and we put it out there, and at the end of the day, there's no time we've been able to do 100%. Even the federal government has not been able to do 100%. Am I saying 100? We've not been able to do 70%. So state governors, they've not been able to do that amount. Local government has not been able to do that amount. But however, it's also possible for us to equally draw a 4 years plan. If the local government does not want to follow the plan, the economic plan that is coming from the national, and does not want to follow the economic plan coming from the state, and it wants to actually highlight its own economic plan and lay it down for that 4 years or 3 years that is going to be in office, you should be able to do that by anticipating, by envisaging what the kind of amount of money that should be coming to their coffers, and to use it productively to enhance the local economy at the grassroots, giving also their own sources of revenue that they will be getting. Mr. Chooks, it's tiring. Local government also should have the capacity or the plan to collaborate with multinationals. If multinationals are too big, then there are areas where they can bring the state government to also mediate in between, so that we want to make sure that there is no lopsidedness in drawing up an economic plan for a specific local government. Local government should have the wherewithal to collaborate with even domestic organizations that are very, very big and have the capacity to be able to fund some local government projects. If the state government, through the state internal revenue service, can partner with some big organization like banks, financial companies, and tell them, okay, we are going to exempt you from tax, but we need you to construct this road. It leads to a farm in there. And we need to make sure that that specific farm, whenever the harvest is carried out, we want to make sure that they have a good motorable road for them to convey the products from the farm, from that part of the city, of the rural area down to the commercial nerve center where people can have access to this agricultural produce. And when they've done that, by way of corporate social responsibility, that they can be exempted from tax for a specific period of time. Some of these organizations that the local government has the power to get some money from by way of local taxation.
Okay.
Should be the local government should be allowed to determine, okay, don't give us the money. We have a huge project at hand. Can you take care of this road? Can you fix this bridge? Because there are some roads that the government is not even under the jurisdiction of the state government. It's under the local government. There are some markets that is not even the taxes that are being collected by that place, and most of them are done by local government officials.
So they should account for the
so
tax
they should, okay, now
they are
if we're-
generating before we
Yes.
start looking for
So,
collaborations with
great.
organizations.
So we need, because local government, because of the story of where we are coming from with regards to local government administration. Local government, there are some areas that we should completely take away local government from the hands of state governors because of the unscrupulous dealings that might happen between them.
Before you head to this particular dealings, let's ask this direct question. Are local government getting their funds?
Local government getting their funds. Well, recently, in fact, from a specific source I heard, local government gets their funds. But I wouldn't want
Directly
to say
from FAC or
directly-
indirectly through states?
we know that the
account.
previous administration and this current administration has been fighting this battle of making sure that local government gets this fund directly from the federal government disbursement, just the way the states governments are getting it, theirs too. But the thing is, we've also heard how courts went out to give verdict in favor of local governments getting their what's it called, their allocations. So if the courts have given their verdict with regards to that, then it stands that local government should be getting that. But however, I heard that the
should be
state governors
different from-
reappealed the case.
Yes, they did.
They reappealed that case. And I can't really tell if the pendulum at this time swung towards the local government or
The pendulum is still where it is. But now let's let's look at reality. Are states still holding on to local government funds?
States governments are dying to hold on to local government, and you
Okay.
know what? And the primary objective is not the funds alone.
It's what?
I think the primary
Control of the local government.
control of the grassroots politicking and politics.
All this boils down to vote,
Yes, it boils down to vote,
not development.
not development. But you know what? Development can come when they secure that place.
When
That
they
is in
secure
their
which
mind.
place?
When they secure that terrain
What's more
administratively.
important? Devote or business development?
How are you going to get the business development without getting the vote? It's when you get the vote
But you are
that
there-
you
but
get,
you
that
are
you
there-
now,
you
that
are
you now
there
sit on the
already.
saddle of
That's
power
your question. You are there already.
as a local government councillor, as
Whether
a
as
local
state
government.
governor, whether as the president, you are there already. Why are you fixated on getting the vote for the next dispensation when you've not delivered on the
Chooks,
vote you promised?
great.
Now,
First of
let's
all-
answer that. Let's look at citizenship diplomacy.
Yeah,
are we
great.
talking enough as a people?
Okay, we are not talking enough as a people. As a people, we have not even demonstrated some form of responsibility that is required of citizens themselves to hold a government at the jugular, to be responsible to their primary responsibilities of providing an ecosystem that facilitates business, economy, and development, either at the state, the local government, or at the federal level. So if I want the federal government to an extent to have a subtle control, and they do. So we can hold and the state government too, have some level of subtle control over the local government, and they do. But you see, the way they use that control demonstrates the ulterior motives that they have for the local government. I need you to land.
Quick question.
Yes, I want to land on this, please, before you come with a quick question. The reason why I'm saying this is because local government, yes, I'm going to do anything possible to make sure that this money, your allocation, gets straight from your federation account. But you know what? Your budget for the year that the councillors and you, the chairman, and including the principal officers, sat at the local parliament to deliberate on. We need to have the budget of every state government. They have the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. Their budget, after passed in the local assembly, should be given straight to the state, the Ministry of Chieftaincy and Local Affairs at the state level, to make sure that that budget is is followed to the latter in terms of capital, in terms of a capital project and the expenditures.
Okay.
Now, the state does not have to say, okay, the money is going to be in our hand. No, this is the budget. The money gets straight to you. But you know what? The Ministry of Chieftaincy Affairs, in collaboration with the committee that exercises oversight control over the local government, will make sure that, look, this budget of the local government is implemented to the latter. Because with the absence of that will lead to the fact that the state itself will be impoverished. It will not develop. When that local government develops in that sense, it collaborates with the efforts of the state government to develop the state.
Okay.
And the state government on their own collaborates, synergizes with the effort of the federal government to develop at the federal level. Then we're having development moving on from the state, from the local government, the state government, and to the federal government.
Okay.
When we have dislocation in this system, then we're not going anywhere.
Right now, you're trying to take us to the classroom to look at what should be. But now let's talk about what is on ground. I'm coming to you here now.
Yes.
I still go back to that. Why do we see the local government as brides that once you win over that side is what they are dictated to? That is what they should do. And on the same thing, the local government themselves, the chairman, the councillors, see themselves as people that have their allegiances to the governor.
I was speaking with someone in this office yesterday, and he was even of the opinion that he believes that INEC should still conduct local government elections, that until that happens, if it's been left to the hands of the state, they can still somehow influence these elections and put whoever they want to put there. That until INEC themselves put their foot on the ground and conduct this election, people would actually vote for those. It won't be a case of imposing someone onto the community, because I believe local government elections should be the fairest of all elections, because it's the grassroots. People should come out. I should know who is contesting for SOUQ local government. I should be familiar. I should be someone, because I grew up, I was born and grew up in SOUQ. So I should be able to know who this person is. That, oh, I know this person. We might not be classmates, but at least I will know someone who knows him and be like, okay, so yes, this is the person. Not, you just bring someone and impose it on me. So this is one of the things that we need to correct. We need to correct it. For local government to really be autonomous, we have to remove all form of influence, hands tied to the local government through the state government. Because until that happens, they would not truly be autonomous. So one of the steps I believe we can do is, let's continue to have periodic meetings, town hall meetings, whole town hall meetings with your communities. In fact, but even in as much as we want to hold meetings, one of the things that is crucial that we still don't have is data. So whatever project, Priya was saying, let's partner with this, partner with that. If you go and meet a private entity and you say you want to partner to do so, they would also ask you for data. They need data, because these people, they have people who they are accountable to, and they must give accurate data to how money is being spent. So you want to do a project, you want to do a community project. Do you even know how many people you are doing this project for? How many people are in your communities that will be able to access this? Revenue generating is the easiest thing for local governments to do. You can create recreational parks, you can create car parks, you can create so many things with just a token of 100, 200, 300 naira per day, and you will generate a whole lot of money if truly they want to not rely on FAC. Because it seems as if that's the norm now. They just sit. I mean, I read now local government got 505.803 billion naira. That's the total. So 774 local governments. That's what they are sharing right now. And for some people, I know Priya and I, we've argued before one time that 500 million naira is too small.
500 billion or million?
Million naira, that's per local government. That is too small.
Local governments can't get 500 million naira.
Well, they can't get, of course. But
they get it in billions. In
billions?
Yes.
Oh, good. So, all well and good. They get it in billions. So, what are they doing with it? That's the question we should ask. I keep on saying there's this road along Mushi. I've tried to ask, is this road a federal road? Maybe that's why it has been there for years. Mushi, before Mushi market, that road has been dilapidated for years.
And there's a market,
There's a market.
very close to on
Beside that
same-
market,
that
there's
road.
a dumps.
A dump site.
Dump site.
Now, for that particular market, they pay tax on daily basis.
They pay tax.
And the tax is going to the local government.
it's going to
The state is getting a share of the tax, and yet the road is not faced.
So
are we talking enough?
exactly. So I when I asked, they said it could be for some political reasons. I always like to avoid it, that maybe the person there is having problems with the governor. So I mean, these are some of the things why I said we need to remove all influences. So if I know that if I'm having problems with the governor, it does not affect allocation, it does not affect anything, I will be able to do I should be able to do my job well. But if my influence or my friendship with the governor affects what I'm going to get, then talking about the allocation, when the news broke out that the local governments were not getting allocation, the news also broke out that CBN instructed that all local governments should open an account with them, which was done. And CBN was ordered to directly fund that account. So it's not a matter of whether...
allocations.
Yes. So it's not a matter of state government. Is CBN actually obeying that order? That's the question we also need to ask.
Now, is it CBN or is it a political will? Because we can have all the policies and all the instruction. If the guys, the babas on top, without the WWs, if they don't tell you, follow it.
I want to assume that this administration was for local government autonomy.
Okay.
And I believe that was why this was mooted in the first place. And it was as if it was the state governments that actually protested against this. And I like how everything played out in court. And the court has given a judgment, whether they are trying to repeal or not. But at least pending the time, the appeal or whatever, it's maintain status quo.